Hello, friends. Welcome. I am Ananda Rose. I thank you for joining me. And today we are going to be doing a light language transmission. I have a few things that I was guided to talk about, friends. I've talked about animals so many times before. And for whatever reason, I'm here to talk about animals again, our pets, and how we love them and how we connect with them, and what exactly do our pets mean in our worlds? What is it? Why are they here? What is the reason for them being here? Are they here because just to entertain us, because we think that, we can be entertained by them? Or are we here because, or are they here because there is a specific purpose for them to be here, for themselves, according to their blueprints, and also for us? Why do we connect with them specifically? So, before we go into it, I'm going to do a clearing for us, this time not with the incense. I'm going to use a crystal. This is the pink selenite. Asking all of us, encouraging all of us that are joining me today to keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. Breathing. Keep breathing like that, friends, and I'm just going to go clearing. Clearing us this way. Clearing. Yes, feels weird without the incense, right? Take a breath again. So we're just clearing us, preparing our energy space for what the light language transmission is going to be and for what the commentary is going to be. I have done many light language transmissions about animals. We've had lots of conversations about it here on Ananda Rose. We also have had many people come and talk about animals, about animal healing, etc. However, I feel like as humans, or being part of the human condition, we will never stop being. We will never stop being ourselves. We will never stop learning. Okay. And there's always something new to learn. And today I'm here to do a clearing for any of us that have been unkind to animals. Any of us that have been remiss in how we have treated them in our younger years. Yes. And now that we've evolved and we are here, we look back and we think about it and we think, oh my gosh, how could I have done that? So are you one of those people? Because I'm one of those people. I had a recollection of something I'd done in my younger years yesterday in the morning. And I've got to tell you, it spoiled my whole day. I felt terrible the whole day. I remember in my early 20s, at the time, I before I got married, I used to live with my sister, and they had these two little dogs, one of them called Trudy, one of them called Candy. And they were thinking that they wanted to rehome the dogs. And I said, well, I'll take them when I move into my own home, because I was getting married and I was moving into my own home. It so happened when everything was settled, we had Trudy and Candy move in with us. And what happened was, over the time, we realized that Candy was pregnant. And she was pregnant. She'd come to us pregnant. We didn't know. She didn't get pregnant while she was there with us. And then as the time went by, she had a babies. My relationship was falling apart. And I was leaving and going back to my family. And one of the things we had to do was take Trudy and Candy with me. And she just had the puppies. I was so ignorant at the time. I didn't understand that I needed to support her and help her through this time. And it's terrible because one of the puppies went walkabout and we couldn't find where it was, and it was terrible. So I left without that puppy. I had to go at the time when I had to go, and I had to leave without that puppy. And I had this memory, it's more than 30 years ago that this happened. And I had this memory yesterday in the morning when I was doing my meditation. It just came to me, and I thought, okay, we took Trudy and Candy back, but what happened to them? Because cannot for the life of me remember exactly what happened. But if I recall this, they were rehomed again by on a farm that was nearby, that's close by. The same people that had rehomed one of my family's other dogs, rehomed Trudy and Candy. Trudy seemed to be the dog that was kind of aware of everything and aware at what the humans were doing around her. I can still see her face. Candy just seemed to go along with Trudy. And I had forgotten all about this, friends. And today I look back and I think, I have my Baxter and I love him so much, and I look after him. Like I look after Baxter. I've looked after Baxter more better than I've looked after myself ever since I've had him. Over the years, I've evolved. We've had other pets. We've taken better care of them. I didn't not feed the dogs. I didn't abuse them. I didn't leave them out in the rain. But, or maybe I did. I'm not sure because I don't remember what we did to house them. But I didn't leave them out in the rain. I know I didn't leave them out in the rain consciously, deliberately. No, if they were left out in the rain, maybe they were out doing their business, and the rain came and I didn't realize it. But I brought them in obviously afterwards. Sounds crazy, eh? But it's memory. And so I didn't do any of those things. But I think I could have been better. I could have been more sensitive to their needs. I could have been better about what they needed and how to provide that for them, despite what was happening in my life at the time. And so today, I know that I'm not the only one. I know that there are people out there that are also, they look back and think of what they did with a pet, etc., and realize, okay, I could have done that better. But I know that now, right? At the time where I was, culturally, it was okay to just rehome your pet. And so, now I know that my pet is my family member. Now I know that it is a high vibrational being that lives with me, and it is divinely orchestrated to be here with me. And that it actually transmutes a lot of the negative vibrations around me. In recent weeks, I have come to realize how important my Baxter is, how Baxter is here for everything. Baxter knows everything I go through. He knows when I'm sad. He knows when I'm glad. He knows when I'm feeling rubbish. He's not a dog that will be like all over me and smooching me or anything, smooching with me or whatever. But he has moments like when he wakes up at first thing in the morning, where he wants to interact with me and he likes me to touch him and I can massage his legs and whatever. And that's that. And then leave me alone, mum, is his thing. And then the one thing he will always do is make sure that we have routines. Like if I leave the house, and he will sleep on my bed, and I make sure his duvet is on the bed. So, none of anything on him comes onto my duvet. But he's not that smoochy dog. But I do know that Baxter knows exactly how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And he's the other physical being in my space when things are tough. And if I cried or if I yelled at my higher self, Baxter's the one who hears it, apart from my higher self and my team of light. Yes. So, whatever you have done, this is kind of an unusual one because normally I'm telling people how to be better with their pets. Today, this transmission is to clear us of the past. Our past ignorant actions towards our pets, our past when we let things happen to our pets because we let other people take charge and control because of circumstances, or culturally that was what you did. I am pretty sure now that I've been reminded about Trudy and Candy, it's likely that they're coming back into my world, and I welcome them back whenever the time is apt for it, and I will do better this time. I know that my dog Button, we had Button in the years before we left South Africa. Button lived to be about maybe 13 years old. Fortunately, when we left South Africa, we left him with my mother. We had thought about bringing him to New Zealand, but at the time, the rules meant that the dog was going to be without us for like 9 months of his life, to do the transition from there to here at that time, because we moved to New Zealand more than 20 years ago. But Button, I think about Button and I think I've been more conscious of his needs. I wasn't. I was young, stupid, and ignorant. And now in my later years, I'm conscious of what my pets need. So there's that. And so, friends, let's do a light language transmission that clears us of the past. Because we are wanting to be fifth dimensional in how we understand our pets and how we cohabitate here on the planet with them. Yes, because they too are light beings. They too have had past lives with us. They too are here to transmute and go through their ascension process, clear their karma, whatever that is. People say, oh, once you become a human being, you cannot go back to being, you don't go down to being they say down back to being an animal. I have to disagree. There are times when Baxter looks at me and I see the eyes of my late husband. He has a side look that he gives me when he's trying to figure out what I'm doing, and it just reminds me of Bob. And I think, I wonder if you've Bob reincarnated in Baxter. And the way he hates cats, I think so, because, Baxter does not like cats. Bob did not like cats. He didn't understand them and he didn't like them, but he loved dogs and he loved cats, big cats, but not the domestic cat. I mean, go figure, right? But okay, each one to their own. Today, we're going to use this card from the Golden Future Oracle card deck. It's the Animals card. It's number 25, 2 plus 5, 7, the God number. And the card is Honor the Animal Kingdom. Look at that. Really interesting. I remember who we were going to do this with. I remember who the guides are that are coming through now because I was trying to figure it out. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So the guides I'm asked to bring today, and look, you know what triggered my memory? Is the tiger. This morning, I did a meditation with Vivienne Chauvert with the Arcturians, right? She's the Arcturian ambassador here on Earth. So, or one of the Arcturian ambassadors, I'll say, because I'm sure there's lots more. And she brought in the energy of the Lyrens. And I believe it's Lyrens that are going to come in today to help me clear this. Remember, the Lyrens, our cats and our birds come from Lyra. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where they come from. Lyra has another, is it a star called Vega? Yeah. إن سرقت فخرلك تقدر أرلك تبقى تقدر أسكر But I did that activation this morning with with the Arcturian ambassador, and they were tuning into Lyrens. I was guided to bring in Lyren energy today, but we're bringing it in with them for the greater good of the animals going into our golden future. In this book, the Golden Future book, we work with Archangel Phalii. And I did work with Archangel Phalii yesterday in the Sunshine Yellow Dragons, but I'm asked to work with the Lyrens today for this. Right, let's read a bit of the commentary. Originally, humans and animals were invited to share this planet with the intention that they would live in mutual harmony and respect. This will happen in the golden future, and when we truly understand, love, and honor all life forms, the ascension of the planet will accelerate. People have been predominantly left brained and mind oriented, while animals experience life with their right brains and hearts. Many species have already ascended into the fifth dimension, and we are blessed that these open hearted creatures will forgive us for the way we have treated them. In the new golden age, humans will not eat meat. There will be no livestock farms. Creatures who need to eat flesh will gradually withdraw from this planet or will develop different jaws and guts so they can become vegetarian. Certain animals and some endangered groups that were designed for a third dimensional vibration have completed their learning here and will return to their home planets. New beasts will evolve that are designed for a higher vibration in the future. What really speaks to me, friends, is this. People have been predominantly left-brained and mind-oriented, while animals experience life with their right brains and hearts. Right? Many species have already ascended into the fifth dimension, and we are blessed that these open-hearted creatures will forgive us for the way we have treated them. This is what we bring in the light code for forgiveness, for the way we have treated animals. And we work with the Lyrens today. Friends, I encourage you to have a sip of water. I am going to leave musicians mode on. We've got some alarms going off. Not sure what that's about. It's a fire alarm of one of the schools in our area. And that's going to come through in the light language transmission if I turn on musicians mode. Please keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. Breathing Friends, I need just to keep our feet firmly planted on the ground. Just breathe. Breathing. What am I bringing in? The energy of the Lyrens. O chlamaru tahuitira indo kaito fai ko tai tai to ko warai kai 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 batu to aguru eskato. Kioro ko chaleme katia ba hu askat kus asura haseveto. Akhaliti to pa du kai inskrena to do hatto. Amzarawa hena tikeraina no karamaito. We say to you, beloveds, be easy with yourself. Understand, as I think many of you already do. This has been an evolution on this planet from the third to the fifth dimension. And in the third dimensionalness of a 20-year-old. And this behavior is normal. And so we say to you, be strong, be forgiving, forgive yourself first. There's a healing light code coming in for blue healing. It's spiraling into our energy fields. It's spiraling into our eyes and our minds. And it's going into your solar plexus now. A seed of power, empowerment. Clearing. Clearing. Just clearing. Oh, this unforgiveness of yourself is going to keep you disempowered. It's just going into the lower chakras and it's just sinking into the root chakra. And so as it goes in, this light code is going into your feet now, through your legs and into your feet, and it's connecting with your soul start chakra. And as we bring in the light code, the blue light code of healing, we ask you to tune in. Remember the pets' names. I remember Trudy and Candy. I remember Scampy. I remember Tweety. I haven't hurt these animals, but I just remember that we've had them so long ago in our family that perhaps we need to bring healing to them. So start thinking about your people, your fur people, that you need to just name them. Finkelstein, and then I'm bringing in the button. Wherever I feel the button, who are you bringing in? And then we bring in Louis. I'm a Louis. Louis, whom we gave everything to but our wisdom. Anytime something happened to Louis, he was the first cat we ever had as a family pet. And we had such an amazing time with Louis. Louis, Louis, the highest vibrational being that we were aware of after he left the planet. We gave our power away a lot to the vets to give us guidance when Louis had his accident. He was hit and run. Louis. Hey Louis. Hey Louis. Granaka shamaka yita na tukuru kutukutakira. Hey orna ukura hora nateya. Nateya we nateya we nateya we. And so now we come to this time and space. All the cats we have looked after. Banks. Ginger. Kuronikara bakutse. And our beloved CJ. Tabako, sorry, CJ. I wish I'd known earlier. I wish I'd known sooner. I wish I'd tried harder to bring you into the house sooner than I did. Lakito, Ramakita Faruli, Shimakoto, the Barka Tabakulu, Tamakito, the Kita Kuruta, the Tutu. Breathing, friends. Thinking about your pets, naming them, connecting with their energy, knowing these are soulmates that have come into your life. And then there's Baxter and Asterix that still live and continue. And Banks is probably still alive too. We just haven't connected with the family recently. The energy is so much. It just feels incredible. The energy feels incredible. This is our healing. This has been channeling through the Lyrens. The Lyrens are bringing in this light code that's healing us. I just feel it. We're getting a light code that is golden green. It is taking us through into the fifth dimension. The pet owners that we would be, the interactions that we will have with every creature on this planet, other than humans, including humans, but very particularly those that we have taken for granted or have we have thought of as lesser beings. Take a breath. Oh my gosh. It's a lot of energy. Ooh. The gold and green light code is coming through from the cosmos, from the Lyrens, all the way through our chakra columns, yeah, into the crown chakra. And it's dispersing as it gets into the crown chakra, into all our fields. Gold and green intermingling, giving us this light code, activating us for higher vibrational frequencies from this time forth always, activating us to see who our pets really are. Are they past life companions? Are they soulmates? Are they family members? Who are they? What are they transmuting for us here in this time and space? Oh, I'm just receiving it, friends. I have to receive it like this because it's pretty intense. Oh, and that's a breathe again, just absorbing that light code into your fields, your bodies. Oh, I can see it swirling all into our energy field, swirling like a robe now, robe all over us, golden green, golden green, golden green, golden green, za'urut. And I was blending together. First it was separated, and now it's blending together. Oh, receive it like a flash coming through from the sunlight now. We have been activated. Take a deep breath. This activation was to activate us, to awaken us for all that we are to be here in this time and space, for our interactions with animals. What are we here to do? How are we here to do this? Breathing. Thanking our Lyren collective. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lyren collective. Thank you. Thanking our pets for availing themselves, for being open to accept our forgiveness, to forgive us and to accept us, that we are this journey. But the pets understand more than we do. So this is what that would be. Thanking our team of light that have been here working with us. Any dragons, any archangels. Samakuta Fahenako. One of the things I'm asked to tell you, because I look at this card and I see the tiger again. When I did that meditation with Vivian Chevet and her Arcturian team, and we connected with the Lyrens, first I saw a being, completely long hair, but youngish a youngish person, long white hair with like a two-tone like streak going through it, like dark streak, like a black streak with a long white hair. And then it looked like a male energy. Well, it looked like a male, so I'm saying it's a male. I'm going to say he. It's wearing these creamy white robes with like a string around the waistline, almost like a person who's lives in the mountains. And he just appeared, and he had these amazing eyes, like eyes that are like cats have, or like cats have, and they're really glassy, deep eyes. They're actually white gold eyes. And I could just see his eyes. And then I saw him again with his hair tied behind him, and he was looking at the ground, sitting on his haunches and looking at the ground and picking something up. And now I see it. It's a feather, a white feather. Second time I've got a white feather today, or this last 24 hours. Now I see the white feather. And after that, I saw this amazing tiger's face come up in front of me. And this tiger is what I'm reminded of. It was like huge, bigger than this tiger, this face here, bigger than it. And that is, I think, my Lyren guide. The male and this tiger. So I think they're one. He presented it like a human in human form, and then he presented himself in cat form. Beloveds, thank you so much for this. Thank you, beloved teams of light. Thank you, Lyren Guides. Thank you. Thank you, Karma Kutubala Kitukuranakatapai Tututskaratapaya. Thank you all for being open to this transmission. Thank you for going through it with me. I know the light language sounds weird at times, but we are channeling languages from other races. We are cosmic beings. This is part of what we have within us, right? So thank you so much, friends. So much love to you. Namaste. Namahi. I'll catch you next time.